Welcome to this Zentangle Quickie. My name is Heather Hartwick Gladden. I'm a certified Zentangle teacher, and today we're going to take a look at the tangle Oodles from CZT Mary Van Deman. Oh, this is neat, and this is one of those where I saw the little thumbnail on Tangle Patterns, and that link is in the description section. And I was so surprised at how it was constructed from the way it looks. I'm like, oh, look at that. All right, so I'm going to show you two ways, because number one, this can be a border. And then two, it can be a fill-in. So I will show you both ways. Starts off with a line. Does it have to be straight? No. So I'm picturing, if you had it weaving around, I should have done it wiggly, but oh well. But I could totally see that. And then the next step, I was amazed at this, is loop-de-loops, is what I call them, or a half eck, which is a tangle pattern. All right, and okay, I haven't quite figured what way is comfortable. I've tended to make the loops bigger. I'm going to do my best to make them smaller here. We shall see. All right, so I'm going to start here, and it's just starting on one side. If I did them slower, yes, look at that. Slower is key. So you're, starting on one side, touching this line, coming up to the opposite line and coming down, and just keep going as you need. Now let's see, I am drawing this opposite of what the step out looks like. Does it matter? No. You can draw it whatever way is comfortable for you. This is the way they have it in there, and it's all good. And actually the next step I'm gonna do probably similarly. All right, next step is a bunch of really big C-shaped curve lines, and I'm going to start right here. And so it's going to start, it's going to start in the middle here, and then land in the middle-ish, we'll say, there, and touching this line. So a really big, like that. And then, if I would recommend tracing over, just because. Boom, like that. And then this one, I'm going to put it this way. Well, let's just go up, because that would continue. All right, and let's look at it this way. Like that. To me, to me it looks like a row of tulips. I'm just going to say it. And it's really, really neat. Then, what Mary has us do is, in the little gaps, we're going to aura like that, and then just fill in. Like so. And we'll do that on one side, and then on the other side. So really where you see a V type of shape, we're going to do that. And right off the page. This is why. Someday I don't know. Well, I guess I think the last time I changed this is, oh yeah, because you can see where it's like wearing. When I start getting holes in it, although I have two, oh my gosh, I have several layers. So it won't go through into the table. But, all right, so I'm flipping and doing the same thing here where we have these V's. All right. You can tell this is my tangle space. I see, videos, and I'm like, oh, look at that nice, pretty table, and I'm like, oh, I go off the tile too much to to work on a pretty surface, so I taped down a piece of cardstock and use it till it wears out. Literally. All right. And there we go, whichever way you want to look at it, right? Either way. So that would be it as a border, and then up to you how you might want to shade it. Let me take a peek, because I was so enamored by it, and yeah, she kind of doesn't show. That's okay. So it's one of those completely up to you. Let's see. So how would we want? Well, here's some things. First, well, I guess two options I see. One, if we're using this as a border, I'm going to do it. Well, there's a lot of dark there, because you have all of these places that we could emphasize. We could, just fill in like that, or, and I think I shall just do it. Oh, because there's enough. All right. One way I like to do borders in particular, just put some graphite on either side. Now I am going over except for right there, the black with the graphite. You don't have to. And certainly one of those, be careful with the Tortillion over that, because sometimes now it depends on what kind of paper you're using. With the official Zentangle tiles, I'm guessing because it's a cotton paper, it can tend to you'll pick up the ink and the paper. It's just not fun. It just kind of rips it up a little bit, and we don't want that. All right. I do like not having so much of a line, but see, I like that, where it just kind of provides some roundness. And you know what I would have thought? I guess I need to have more graphite. Well, let's get it right to the edge there. Oh yeah, that helped. And maybe, well, I don't know. So maybe my Tortillion is just too packed up. This is an old one. I just discovered it. And I want to keep the graphite right there, but because I want it darker. Oh, that helped a bit. Yeah. And then, because I've been doing this lately, why not do it now? You could, if you have a white, well, this would work with the white gel pen as well, but if you wanted to, is that even if you're using a light surface, you can do that, and it adds to the shine. It's just neat. Okay, now I mentioned doing it as a fill-in. And so let's give myself some limits here. All right, and then let's do 3. All right. Oh, I was just going to start at the bottom. Let's see. And you know what? It doesn't matter which direction you go. So I'm going to start it here. Let's see if I can make those even thinner. Definitely something to play with. How you do that part. And you know what? And I'm just going to do... No, I'm not going to. And then what Mary has us doing is flipping it. So having this be kind of mirrored. The trick is you want your little loops to line up. Actually, it's not so much a trick, as, well, maybe it is. Because I'm thinking, well, it gives you something to aim for. Yeah, sometimes that just doesn't even help. It's like but I show you how whatever happens, and it's all good. That is, why is my brain sticking this way? Oh, now my pen's sticking. All right. There we go. All right. And it might help to just do all of that step. I like to do that anyway in Zentangle practice, to do as much of the same stroke as possible in whatever, whatever section that I'm doing, and then move on to the next step. All right. And this one, it was doing the big C shape. So we'll start here. We're going to guess that that's about halfway. And then here I can, just make it up at the end. That's a lot of times why I like to start sometimes in the middle. So that way when it gets to the end, then it's like, oh, okay, then you can kind of judge, well, what would have gone there? And that's probably just the way that is. Okay, and then here too, well, see, here, well, once you get one done, I mean, you can line up some of the aspects. So like here, I can line that up and just start right there. Well, and that one, okay. It's so nice that it's all good in the end. All right. And then we'll do the filling in. But you can see, I mean, it's just neat. And I kind of like the aura-ing and then filling in. I was thinking, well, you could probably fill it in all the way, but this creates an interesting, pattern in and of itself, just having that aura there. I'm also thinking, well, Edison, if you look at that thumbnail from Linda Farmer on Tangle Patterns in the description section, the link is there. She shaded in, and maybe I will do that with this one, shaded in the little loops with graphite. So that's neat. And so when it comes to this part here, and if they're not perfectly lined up, I would recommend, don't worry about it. Just do the aura. Think of it each side. Don't necessarily think of the whole thing. And see, it kind of comes out okay. And even if it's a little slanted, it's still okay. Like this one. That's what this one's going to be. Could even just do one side all the way down. Like so. And then come back. And depending on, if you're more comfortable, if you need to flip the tile, of course. See, yes, it's off center. It's okay. Yeah, but then you can. So I'm just going to just shaved off some of the white just to kind of make that curve a little different. And then it kind of disguises it a little bit. Because we're not looking for perfection. We're just having fun doing. And it is fun with the whatever happens. But also nice with the fill-in where you can, like I said, I call it shaving off because that's what it feels like when I, just going on the outside a little bit and adjusting. Well, that one is a little too far. Can't fix that. That's why sometimes just do one side, just looking at this and aura it, and then move on. And that's it. It's all good. And then touch up. My little squashed ones on this side. Oh, and then I have this last bit to do. But look at the, I think on Linda's, I think she has it kind of like this. And I did not expect that, this was how it was constructed, like I said at the beginning. And just how really, really neat. Oh, another thought. Depends on how much contrast you want and how much you enjoy filling things in. Because you could fill in, you could do the same thing with these diamonds, right? I think I'm going to do the graphite because I don't know what I want to do now. I came up with this idea. And looking at the at Mary's step out also, well, no, I take it back. Some of them, I would say some of the loops start a little up higher, but then some of them don't, so never mind my thought. All right. I mean, honestly, you could, do this, have the same bit. Okay, I'm going to just do it because it's in my mind to do, so let's just do it. Like I said, it just depends on how much contrast that you want. My afterthought is, could come from here and draw another, draw another one inside versus, having the aura all the way around. But sometimes I found when I add stuff like this, it kind of takes it might your results may vary, take away from any goofiness or whatnot, just because it adds to the pattern, just like shading. What do I used to say? Yeah, hides a multitude of sins. Oh, oops. And so, like I said, this one, it was this way. Now, still could shade in, because I could make it gray. I kind of like it. It just like I said, it adds a little extra something. And then you can come back with the Tortillion for this one. Smaller one would be more helpful. Okay. One that's not all junked up with graphite. That's what I'm thinking. And just to spread it, make it smooth, evens things out. And that way too, you don't have to put a lot of graphite in if you want just really light gray. You could just put a little bit in and then spread it out with your Tortillion, because you can always add more. Like that. And then this one, I'm going to shade it to the inside, because you could also, so instead of doing the individual, which you could do here, like I did here, and then it would look ripply. But this one, I'm just going to pretend like this was a whole section. Oops, did you see what I forgot? If you were yelling, sorry, I didn't hear you. Missed one. Okay, let me let that dry. And yes, I'm going right over the graphite that I just put down. And yes, I'm going heavy with it. As our fellow Tangle addict, shout out to Tom, who always says, go dark or go home. Always does nice bold shading, and it's so cool. This kind of does like a sort of a shadow box concept, where it looks like it's recessed, because that's what the dark does, is it recesses, and this will make it look like the whole pattern is could look like it's recessed. No, and it kind of does, like it's recessed underneath it, so it gives it some extra dimension, and that's fun, because you have this nice sharp-ish line, and then that's just cool. So, and then for that kind of thing, the darker the better. I just have to bring it out a little bit past the pen darkness that's already there. Neat. Let's do it this way. It's just cool. It's what a neat, it's neat because it's a fill-in, or it's a border, and it could be that way. It doesn't have to be this way, but it can be. All right. So if you have enjoyed this, and I hope you have, would love it if you click on the like button. And then also, if you liked it enough to see more, would love to have you be a subscriber to the channel. I already mentioned the description section where you will find links to the step outs, as well as ways to connect with me. So below those links, you'll find my Linktree link, and there it has a link to my website where you can follow my blog, Facebook page. You can follow me there if you happen to be on Facebook. And if you are on Facebook and would like to have fun and, tangle and converse with other tanglers, we have a Tangle Addicts community group. And so the link is there in the bigger links. And just know that there are 4 questions that you have to answer in order to gain entry. What else is there? Other ways to follow me for classes. I do teach twice a week, and I do 2 sessions. It's Tuesdays and Thursdays, and I do 2 sessions on each of those days, 11 a.m. and 7 p.m. my time here in Michigan. So if you follow me on some of the other links, like if like on Facebook or the other links that are on there, it'll show up in your time zone, which I think is just, it makes things a lot easier. And then also following, those, then you can get reminders and things like that. Also, I said a lot of these are free that I was mentioning. The ones on Thursday, I do have one on Tuesday that is free. The other ones on Tuesdays do have a fee, or it's like exclusive for my Tangle Addicts Club, the membership, and it's like a subscription. Info for that is also in the links. And what else? There's just other interesting stuff. So it's pretty self-explanatory. And with that, thank you so much for watching, and I wish you happy tangling.